What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Black Ronin back on that again with another banger for y'all's out here today there, y'all. But y'all, I got my girl Black Widow up here in the building. Say hey, Black Widow. Black Widow says, hey y'all, but guys, your boy got a new motherfucking microphone at long last. Thank God I ain't gotta wear that damn headset no more. Y'all can see the curls better too, ain't y'all? Well, anyway, guys, this here video is dedicated for all the young Americans, more specifically, young Black Americans and mixed Americans. Now, when I say mix, I'm talking about mix if you're like got more of a black appeal to you. So that's the mix I'm talking about. But to all the young blacks and mix, the black community and everything, we need to build our wealth and build our future elsewhere. Now, not just drop everything and go leave and go boom, go live over there. No, I'm not saying that not right off the start, but in the future, I think we do need to change just the way that we think, because we're pretty much in the first generation that is experiencing a totally different ball game than we're used to, compared to our families, their generations coming up. 'Cause when we look at our parents, they didn't have all this stuff like we have now, the internet and certain things. The inflation is crazy right now, and the cost of living is just through the roof. And on top of that, America has really fallen short of its morals and things that really made America America. When it comes down to the family unit, that stuff has diminished horribly, especially in the black community. And then on top of that, like, we're just seeing more and more strange and just weird things that just keep on coming out more and more here in America as we see, and it's just like, wow, the worst thing too about it is like nobody is really owning anything anymore. That's one thing that really sucks about America now. Like, guys, when you see guys, I promise y'all, a rich American and a rich African does not compare whatsoever. Like, guys, a rich African, like when you see a rich African, that motherfucker got some money. Compared to your rich American, that motherfucker is in debt up to his eyeballs. Well, maybe not every single one of them, and some of them are pretty smart with their credit and everything, but at the end of the day, African is going to play, like, Africans tend to pay cash for what they get. It ain't no credit and all that stuff. That's really a thing in America for the most part. Now, yes, there are payments and stuff. Yeah, they got all around the world, and stuff like that. But this whole 30-year mortgage and all that shit, that's some shit that only exists primarily here in America. Now, why do I say young blacks and young mixed should, young black Americans and young mixed Americans should check out Africa and go build their wealth over there? More specifically, South Africa. Here's why I personally say that. Now, first thing you need to know. Now, when it comes down to South Africa, the beautiful thing that you have as a foreigner is that, check this out. I'm going to throw it up here on the screen. So, foreigners, when it comes down to buying property and real estate, buying like any type of land, whatever you want, you get the same exact rights as your normal South African. What other country can you really do that in? There is not a lot of places around the world where you can actually do that shit. It really ain't. And the fact that you can, and on top of that, the US dollar goes tremendously far. And I'm just like, wow, that's something to really think about, especially in the hard times that we're going through here in America. Everybody's catching it. So this is guys, this is something we need to really, really look into and take action on. And I'm speaking to the young generation out here because I'm 24. I'm in my 20s. I'm about to be 25 later on this year. And I said, man, I'm going to grind hard with this YouTube shit. Rumble, I'm also on there, and also I'm also in the entertainment. I'm an actor as well, guys, so I'll throw that up here on the screen too. So I'm grinding with a lot of different stuff to get myself up out of here. And anybody who else want to come with me, I'm cool with that, And not just that, I don't want to just go over there and just to, be a YouTuber, content creator and everything. Like, no, I actually want to get into other stuff like real estate, because seeing all the freedom and stuff that you have as a foreigner coming over there, and you can buy this and buy that, and no type of restrictions, from what it seems like. And on top of that, I do want to build my own film production studio. So that's a big thing I really do want to accomplish. So building a film production studio is really a big priority for me. And, I do have a second channel called Dagger Films. If you guys want to go check that out. Actually going to drop a video probably around midnight along with this video. So these videos might be dropping right at the same time. But anyway, guys, so yeah, like I'm trying to build a production studio. That's my all-time dream in the future. And I honestly feel like I got a big shot of pulling that off in a place like South Africa. Now, why do I want to do it over there rather here in America? It's just come down to cost. Like, guys, like cost of everything is just crazy over here versus cost over there in South Africa, and how much far your money goes. And once you get a some stable income coming in, especially from real estate or just building something, a small business, and also with YouTube, once this takes off, and Rumble, because I'm already starting to get a little traction on Rumble, surprisingly. And in the future, man, like I'm gonna be killing it, as long as I stay consistent with this stuff. So I'll be having a lot of streams of incomes and everything coming in the future. And looking at all that, I said, wow, I'd rather go build elsewhere compared to here, because I'm looking around here in America, and I'm just like, the more and more I look at America, is not a country I want to build, because the lack of ownership, nobody owns anything. That's my biggest issue here in America. Like, nah, I can't rock with that. I can't rock with that type of lifestyle. Me, I want to own stuff. And on top of that, looking at South Africa, like, guys, check this out. Let's look at the cost of living too real quick. I'm going to show y'all some shit. So, guys, we got this 3-bedroom apartment right here. Look at this shit right here. This shit nicer than a motherfucker. And, guys, that shit is $22,000 US. Well, let me rephrase that. 22,640 US dollars. Now, that's equivalent to 4,000 Rand. Yeah, which is basically, that's South African currency, the Rand. And check this shit out, guys. I mean, look at this shit. Pretty decently upscale, and this is fully fucking furnished, by the way. Look at that shit. Is it the nicest thing in the world? No, but I mean, shit. 3-bedroom? 20-some thousand dollars? Hell yeah. Like, and then on top of that, say it's just some of y'all young people already pulling some really, really good money already. Some of y'all motherfuckers may be pulling 100K, 200K already in America. Y'all go over there and y'all get into the real estate game. Oh my goodness, man. Like, and learn how that stuff works, and see the process of getting into all that stuff. Hey, man, you gonna be set for a very, very long time. You get into that real estate game, man. I think that's where it's at over there. And on top of that, you do other stuff too, like content creation, YouTube, acting, and also when it comes down to entertainment, because guys, like I said earlier, I'm an actor. So, for me, I gotta find somewhere that, I can still find agencies. Now, I haven't been into agencies since I lived in Florida. That was a few years ago. But now I live out here in Texas. Now, I'm not in any agencies, but I still do get on sets. I just use websites to get my gigs and everything, like Backstage, all casting, stuff like that is how I get on gigs, and also through connections. So yeah, that I gained over the years. But that's how I've been getting my gigs pretty lately. But it's nice to know that, hey, they do got agencies and modeling agencies as well. As you guys want to get into that, they got that out there too. And check this out, because your money goes so much farther. Imagine how much money you're gonna save just being in entertainment over there. So like, it's a win-win. And on top of that, I know some of y'all motherfuckers probably wondering about the language barrier. Listen, the dominant language in South Africa is English and Zulu. But most people already know English. It's like their first or secondary language automatically. So you shouldn't have a problem with the language barrier over there. Now, I will suggest you should still learn Zulu, and I think Afrikaan. I think that's their other language as well. So they actually got a diverse amount of languages. And then if you go to the smaller villages, they got their own type of languages as well. So like it's very very diverse in terms of the things that they have in South Africa. So they do have a lot of stuff over there. And also one thing, guys, I did want to mention, if you guys can already tell before, I never been to South Africa just yet. But the reason why I'm going at it so much is because the more and more I learn about it, the more and more people, black Americans I see on the continent and just being in South Africa, the more and more I'm just like, man, South Africa has practically everything I want. I can do practically everything I'm already doing in America and more over there, but for the lower price. And on top of that, another thing, a really big reason why I want to build my wealth in South Africa, I'm looking at the family unit and the fertility rates. So in case you guys don't know, South Africa ranks about 88, if I'm not mistaken, for fertility. And that's pretty decent. It's in the top 100. Now, where does America ranks? America ranks 181 for fertility rates. So yeah, like not a lot of people. Well, I mean, yeah, people are obviously having families here, but best believe it's going to be a much more easier time to, raise a family in a place like South Africa compared to here in America. Like it's night and day, and then on top of that, just in general, African countries, they reproduce way more than I believe the rest of the world. Like it's crazy. I did not know that until I started looking into it. So fertility rates, families, you're going to see a lot in terms of African countries. Like the top 10 like highest fertility rates in the world are mostly African countries. Like that should tell you something right there. Versus here in America, everything's so jacked up and expensive, and then on top of that, everybody's getting priced out of existence as well. It's just so many factors going on nowadays. Then on top of that, people don't even want to have no kids in America. I'm one of them. I refuse to have motherfucking children in America. Fuck that. And the reason why I say that is because, hear me out. Looking at all the factors, we got a 60 motherfucking % divorce rate. Now, that's not out here trying to shame nobody or nothing like that. I'm still out here dating. Don't get it fucked up now. Your boy's still out here dating now. And, like I will meet some solid people from time to time, solid women. But it's just like finding somebody who clicks and move like me. It's a rare thing to find nowadays. And on top of that, bringing children and stuff, like seeing how rough it is out here in this dating market, and it's just getting crazier and crazier. This is not a place that I'm trying to, raise a family in. Like I feel like this country is just getting stupider and stupider by the day, by the year. It's just getting dumber and dumber. And on top of that, I don't meet too many open-minded, like-minded people like myself who really looks at life on a deeper level, unfortunately. Like people like me are very, very rare to come across. Like if I find another person like me and a woman and she's interested in me and takes care of herself, she goes to the gym and everything, like that's a round of applause. Like that's amazing. And even better in my community, big round of applause. So yeah, like it's certain things I'm looking for. And then on top of that, even if you do find a solid person here in America, like would you really want to have your offspring grow up in this society right now in America? Like America's too damn toxic, too retarded for me, man. I'm good. Like only the real ones only I rock with. It's a solid group of people who I deal with. I ain't trying to fuck with everybody. I ain't trying to fit in with everybody. Fuck all that. But yeah, that's a big reason why I want to dip out and go somewhere else. Because I'm seeing the direction this country is going, and it ain't for me. And I know some of y'all people watching, young black Americans, some of y'all are in all different, sides of the spectrum. Some of y'all are rich, some of y'all middle class, some of y'all in the hood fighting for your life. I don't know where you stand, but this is just a video just to enlighten you guys that, hey, you do have an option. And some of y'all want to go into music, entertainment, like I am. I'm in entertainment. I'm an actor and striving to be a filmmaker in the future. So, I got a lot going for me, and I rather continue that in a place like South Africa, just because I see a brighter future and also ownership. And I'm looking at the sense of community as well. You know, seeing that sense of community is very, very important. And the family structure is a lot more better too as well, you know. And people are having families. That's a very, very important thing. Versus here in America, we're going very, very backwards, unfortunately. And these things are really hurting us. And I just really want Americans, especially Black Americans, mixed Americans, to know that, hey, there is more to life than just America. I refuse to believe that this is the greatest country in the fucking world. Fuck that. Nah, it ain't. Now, maybe 10 years ago when I was growing up, going to school, you know, all that shit. Yeah, when I didn't know no better, you know, hearing the shit in school, maybe I'll believe some shit like that. But try that shit on me now? Fuck no. And I remember back in the day when I was in high school, I remember the first time I said, you know, I wouldn't mind visiting Africa. And I'll never forget my teacher. I'm not gonna call her out, you know. She's a really cool ass teacher. But she pointed out, she said, "Oh no, you don't want to go to Africa. It's dangerous. You know, they got Ebola over there. You know, and all that stuff. You know, diseases. Well, at the end of the day, nowhere is perfect, and people, you can get sick anywhere, man. Like, so don't give me all that stuff about Ebola and this and that, and you know, there's things like that can take you out anytime. But at the end of the day, you know, if you come prepared, you know, you get your shots or whatever you need to do. Especially like guys, a lot of people underestimate just eating healthy, taking care of yourself, drinking water, you know, doing the simple stuff, working out. Automatically, when you're healthy as a person, you're going to be able to fight off a lot of diseases and everything out there. Not saying you're going to be fully immune to everything, but just being in a decent, healthy state, both mentally, physically, and spiritually, you're going to do very, very well in a lot of different situations. You know, praise God, I made it through 2020. You know, I'm not vaccinated or nothing like that, and I pulled on through nicely. I can't speak for everybody out there, but yeah, you know, I made it on through. So, you know, that should show you right there. Now, be fair, I am on the younger side, but I can't speak for everybody. But yeah, guys, you know, this is definitely something to look at. And then on top of that, guys, look at the land too you can get. Like, check this out. Get land over here cheap as well. Like, and in many ways too, South Africa in some of its landscapes, it do look like America in some parts. It do look like some rural mountain areas of America in some ways, in some places. And like, it's more stuff than just the big cities out there. But they do got a lot of opportunity. Now, one thing you probably should watch out for is some wildlife. Now, that's why you got to do your research, probably reach out to a lot of people. Ashley in Africa, I mentioned her a few videos ago. I would reach out to her. But if you're going to buy some land or something, some of y'all might want to get into gardening, the farming, and, you know, trying to grow some fruits and vegetables. I'll be a little worried digging up in those grounds because they do got this one type of snake, not like Black Widow. Black Widow is a friendly little python. But they do got one snake out there in South Africa, if I'm not mistaken, and it's called the stiletto snake. Now, how do I know this? Because as you can see, your boy's a big ass reptile nerd. Now, a stiletto snake, this is a pretty interesting snake actually. So yes, it is venomous, and the venom, it's crazy. You know, if you do get injected with it, it basically feels like the insides of you is melting apart and just like literally like turning to goo, and just, yeah, not a great thing to go to. But the even crazier thing about the stiletto snake is the fangs. So let's say you grab it like most snakes from the back of the head, most venomous snakes. You ever guys seen a video where they're like milking them? Like they'll go milk the snakes and get the venom. So with the stiletto snake is very, very risky because you can grab it properly and the fangs, it can still flick its flanks back like back and forth. Like literally, if you holding it right, it can still get you. Like boom, like flick the flanks and just like all over the place. That's the only snake that can do some shit like that. It's pretty wild. But now they do live underground, so that's why I say be very careful. You know, you're digging underground, but hey, just something to know. Now, I don't know the range of these guys, these type of snakes, but do your research on that stuff. You know, for all you know, it might just be a small little area on the east side of South Africa. But just do your research on that type of stuff. The weather, I found out it snows in South Africa. I didn't know that shit. So gotta prepare for that. Load shedding, that's another big thing to look into, which basically means there are times where the power goes out. So if you use the power 24/7, get used to South Africa not having power at times. Just something to think about. but it's not a deal breaker. Get some get some generators, have some stuff like that, solar. You should be all right for the most part. But yeah, guys, that's really all I gotta say. Let me know what you guys think of this. If you're a young person watching, man or woman, you're trying to prosper out here, I would say look into South Africa. That's my future. That's where I want to, go to in the future and live at, spend the rest of my life at. Once I, see how it is, I really do gotta see the environment. If not South Africa, maybe Kenya. That'll probably be the second one. But I know definitely somewhere in Africa is probably where I'm gonna be calling home. One of these days in the future, because America just not it for me. I just refuse to, accept all the BS that comes with being an American here. And in his own country. I just say, what, it's not worth it. America is just acting too stupid, too dumb. And I'm just like, nah, y'all missing the main important things of what made America great. Freedom, and then on top of that, the family unit and, being able to afford whatever you need. No matter what disagreements we have, if you can afford a roof over your head, that's the main fucking thing. And jobs and stuff, paying decently. But now, you got to compete with illegals and, it's so many factors here now. I'm just like, man, it ain't worth it. I'm good. But if y'all want to continue fighting for the U.S., by all means, go ahead. But I don't give a fuck about that. Fuck the election. Fuck Kamala Harris. Fuck the system. But it's your boy Black Ronin. Like and subscribe, share. Black Widow says bye. We'll be catching y'all on the next one.